I tell you I love you, well then I love you. If I call you my lover, then you my lover. You was part of my struggle, part of my struggle. And you was down and out with me when it was ugly.
Hi you guys, so this is my first time doing a crochet on my hair. So it's not really a tutorial, it's just more of me showing you how it came out. So the hair I used was FREETRESS Fluffy Wand Curl. I learned that it was Fluffy Wand Curl later in the video. So you need a crochet needle. This is how it looks. Just opens and closes. And here's the hair. It's really soft, it's really bouncy, and it has a very natural look. And then whenever you're pulling through your crochet, it actually holds pretty well onto your hair. So they have a loop like this, and then you just separate it. Put your needle through your hair, and then it hooks onto the crochet hair, I guess you call it, and then you close it, and you have to make sure it's closed so that it doesn't snag your hair. So close it first, and then you're going to pull it through your hair. Then after that, you're going to take it and make a loop and grab the other end of it, and then you're gonna pull the other end through the loop. And then when you pull it tight, it tightens up around your braid. So here's my first one. So I started off with pretty large chunks, and then later, like I said, I realized that it was fluffy wand curl. It wasn't actually just wand curl like all the tutorials I watched. So I had to go back and redo it. So I actually got through half of my head, and then I had to go back and start over. So here's how tight it holds. Looks good. So yeah, I got through half of my head, and then here it is. This is when I thought I was doing okay, and I kept going, got halfway through, then I took it out and I split the hair in sections like this. So now I'm twisting the curl pattern into the opposite direction because I want it to be a lot more springy. So I'm going to also show you that later in the video, so you'll get a close-up on how I did that. But I didn't want all of my curls to go in the same spiral direction like the ones that you see in the back. So here it is so far. Now I'm going to try to show you closer up on my hair. So you're going to put the crochet needle through your hair, hook it on. Now this is when you're supposed to close it before you pull through, or else it'll get stuck like mine did. So now you'll take the loop and pull the hair through the loop. So when I got to the front, from the tutorials I watched, I decided to pull only one half through so that the knot would be a lot more invisible, which it did work, but it kind of made me think it was still gonna come out because it kind of kept sliding through. So I made another loop somehow, and I pulled one end back through. That way it felt a lot more secure. So here's the curl. So it spirals one way, so I twist it the opposite way, like this. See? Then it's a lot more spirally and springy. So instead of being so long, it's actually going to shrink up nice and short. See? Nice. I did that on my whole head, which probably took me more time. Alright, so now I'm in the front. So by the time I got to the very front, I decided I was gonna try something else. So somehow I started pulling both pieces through the loop, and then I would keep the loop, and then I would pull one piece back through kind of after I twisted them over each other. So this kind of created a knot that was still pretty invisible, and it felt a lot more secure than pulling only one half through. So this should be my last one. And again, I pulled both pieces through, kept the knot, well, loop, and then I twisted them over, and I pulled one end back through. And there we go. So still looks pretty invisible. And it's nice and tight. So now you have to slick your edges. I was actually going to skip this part, and then I figured why not. So do the edges. I actually use some gel, and I use Got to Be Glued on top. Touch up. Then I put my scarf on for the night because I was actually going to bed. So here's how my curls look after I twisted each one individually in the opposite direction. So some of them are actually nice and frizzy, some of them are not as frizzy, some are just regular spiraled, and most of them are going opposite direction so that they'll be a little more springy. After I got my scarf on, I put some olive oil in my hair. It's nice and lightweight, and you can still feel your scalp breathe. So then I mold my hair how I want it, and I put my bonnet on. I don't have this much hair, so my bonnet is actually not the size it should have been for this, but it works. My ears look a little weird, but I'm ready for bed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.
We gon' get to this cake like it's your birthday. His nigga said it's a snack, but I'm his entree. I call this nigga the J to my Beyonce. I might just let him produce me like he Kanye.